So again, pattern matches there.
Everything's unfolding as it should, and I would be more grateful if I could.
Hey guys, welcome back. So what you're seeing from behind there is how disorganized my house is. We're trying to do some organization here with this guy right here, Miss G. Kindly follow her on her YouTube channel. She just woke up. She's still in a yes. So here we are, and this is the condition of my house. We're not gonna rearrange it until we put a wallpaper on that wall right here. So there's this wallpaper which looks like my office wallpaper, but it's in black. That is what you want to install right now with Miss G. We see how that is gonna look, then we do some reorganization because everything is down here. Clearly my house looks terrible, yeah, and we'll see how that turns out. So stay tuned. This is the before wallpaper. The wall is cream in color. So we're going to make that dotted button black. Chat to how it's going to turn out. Come with me.
Guess when all is said and done, I'm pretty happy with this picture, 'cause everything's unfolding as it should, and I would be more grateful if I could.
Hey, I'm going to be on the background trying to do a little bit of explanation, because guess what? When two women are installing wallpapers, we have a lot of talks, and there are talks you don't want to put on YouTube video. What I'm doing right now is just doing a measurement. I wanted to really be sure that it's going to fit on that area, because I realized the other wall on my right, my right, where there are those words like God cut me, it's a small wall, so it was going to be a waste. If I did it there, it means it will come all the way to this other wall. Now what I'm doing right now is mixing the glue. I'm sure you've seen me or Freddy do this before. So what you do is get some water. I don't nilipima by the way na macho. Then you mix. This glue was a previous one. It's the one that I installed my other wallpapers with, so ilibaki. So one glue goes for 4 wallpapers, by the way. One glue can install 4 rolls of wallpapers. So you mix it and then you let it cool for a few minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. Then it's gonna be that thick, not so thick and not so runny. So as you can see, it's thicker than it was when I was starting to add the glue. So yeah, that's basically what you do with your glue. Then after that, remember, it's a bedsitter. There's no much space for me to be able, to move everything, the bed, the couch. So I had to just use what I have, which is now my bed. So literally I'm just stepping on my bed. But I took some papers and some nylon papers, plastic paper bags that were able to prevent or protect, the word is protect, my beddings from getting the glue. Though the glue is just, it doesn't have any issue anyway, just wipe it and it's off. So what I'm doing is measuring. That's the first piece I'm measuring. I'm installing from this side headed to my left. So I'm taking measurements to ensure that I cut the right measurements. And this video typically is meant to inspire someone who is out there who wants to install a wallpaper and they don't want to pay someone to do the installation. So I just want to show you what you can use in your house, because if you don't have a squenche, if you don't have a cutter, then what are you gonna use? Look at how beautiful that texture is. Aish. Look, hey, Miss G decided to touch it. So that's a leather kind of texture, but it has like a leather texture, and then when it's installed, it looks like a 3D kind of a look. So it's so beautiful. So as you can see, after now I was able to know where it is that I need to cut from. Is that proper English? Anyway. So I'm using a razor blade. That's what you use at home. You can use makasi. Actually, I have makasi. I don't know why I didn't use that. You can use scissors. You can use a knife, a very sharp knife. You can use razor blade. So it's just literally, I want to have you guys feel like you don't need to buy a squenche or have a cutter that pros use when they are installing wallpapers. So you use that, and for squenche, I'm going to show you what you're going to use later. It's going to be a plate. Can you imagine that? It's going to be a plate, guys. So what a squenche does is it ensures that it's squeezing the glue so that it doesn't leave bubbles, or it doesn't leave vacuum. Yeah, actually it's vacuum inside the wallpaper that could make it peel out. Then what I'm doing now, as you can see, I have a paper bag down on my mattress, so what I'm doing right now is applying the glue that we mixed, remember. So I had to fold the wallpaper like that, and Miss D was like, are you sure it's not going to stick to each other? And I'm like, no, it takes time before it can do that. So that's what I'm doing. And that wallpaper actually had a cut. Remember, I carried it from previous installation, but you won't be able to see that cut. Imagine that. Anyway, so apply and ensure that you apply enough on the edges, because that is the most important bit. If they don't hold tightly, then when you're going to join the two pieces, then it means you'll have that line very visible. So ensure that you join the edge, you apply enough glue on the edges too. That's gonna save you a whole lot of time. And then after that, here we are. You just, for the first one, you don't have much, you just affix it, that's it, and he just sticks. Literally. there isn't much really, you just stick it. And yeah, now for the second piece is gonna take a little bit more of work, because those buttons have to match. Like, the second piece has to ensure that where the first cut is, it's consistent, it's just flowing like it's a whole wallpaper, like they are not like pieces. And that's what I want to show you in a few minutes. But what I'm doing right now is just ensure there are no bubbles inside in that wallpaper. Use your hands, just squeeze, let it stick. But then when it sticks, it just sticks, that's it. There is nothing much you can do about it. Then after that, you use your wembe, again your razor blade. Then up there, you just cut it up there to ensure the edge is clean and clear, so that, I mean, even if it's your house, you want it to look like it's a pro who did it. It's a pro. But I promise you, this is actually very easy. Now, what I'm showing you is what I'm going to use as a squingy. And what I'm saying is, make sure that, like, that's like a plate. Make sure that whatever you're using is smooth enough. Smooth enough not to tear your wallpaper, and strong enough to be able to pull the way I'm pulling without breaking whatever it is that you're using, because the squingy is strong enough. So this one is what I used as a squingy. And I was using this so that I can help someone out there who is like, now do I need to buy these things and I'm just gonna use it once? No, you don't need to buy. You can always improvise. Again, you can also hire someone to install the wallpaper for you. But yeah, that's it. So there are just two things you need. Just a squingy. You can use a plate. Last time I saw it at my sister's place, I actually used a carrot grinder, that thing. It has a small holder, so that is what I used. And then a razor blade or scissors, and perfect. Look at that fix, guys. Look at how beautiful that looks like. My net was bringing me issues, so I had to pull it, but that fitted so perfectly. And now after this, let's just move on to our second piece of this wallpaper, and let's see how this turns out. Thank you for listening. So guys, there's a pattern in this wallpaper. These buttons have to match. Okay, so before you cut the second piece, make sure they are matching. And this is how you look at it. Like, this button should go with that button. So that means you're going to waste a lot of wallpaper. You see now that matches.
Oh yes.
Unaona? Hivyo. That it looks like just one thing continuously. So with this, you waste a lot of material when there's a pattern.
I think the good thing that you will easily identify the pattern.
Yeah, for this button one. The others are a little bit complicated.
Sijikate mapaja wewe. Don't cut your mapaja.
So this is home improvisation, when you want to install your wallpaper and you don't want to buy everything. You just want to buy a wallpaper and the glue, and you don't want to pay someone to install for you. This is how you do it. I wanted to just do again a little bit of explanation on this second roll, then we can just move on. Now what you're seeing, the second piece is just being joined and ensuring that those dots really match. Okay, and there's one side of the dot, it's smaller, it's cut as a small dot, and the other one, that it's not a dot or a button, it's actually a button. We call it a button wallpaper. So you have to squeeze, ensure that they fit each other perfectly, so that when you're done installing, no one will actually notice that there were pieces that were joined. I hope I'm making sense. So that is exactly what I'm doing. And how you do that is by squeezing the wallpaper. Remember, it has glue, so it just slides slowly. You'll be able to see that in a few minutes. Like, I'm just squeezing with my hands, I'm just like pushing it a little. Can you see that? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And look at that, like the seam is just disappearing. And once it sticks, that's what I'm doing, squeezing. That is what I'm calling squeezing. And since it's a glue, it just slides sorry, it just slides slowly. And then in case you don't have enough glues on the edges, you can always add. Don't feel like, now if you feel like it's not sticking perfectly, and that's what I just did, add a little bit of glue and then again slide it, then it's going to fit perfect. Look at that, guys. I think I'm becoming a pro. Anyway, let's do this up to the end. Again, after that, use your squingy, which is your plate. Squeeze it, and make sure that you're taking your time. I mean, it takes time, by the way, before this glue dries. So if you feel like the wallpaper doesn't look good, you can always peel it out again and you stick it back. It won't really like affect anything. So those are two rolls, two pieces of the roll, just two pieces actually. Can you see there's nothing like a seam? You can't actually tell where they've been joined, but the buttons look like they're continuous. That is what I was actually talking about. Again, your squingy, squeeze, and I thank God that Miss G was able to, bring us closer, because we're able to see how perfectly that really looked like. Again, this wallpaper really fits well in a bedroom because of the button, or in a studio to really fit well. Like if you have a bedroom and you have a huge bed, on that headboard, it looks just perfect. It looks like a headboard. So it has different colors. There's black, there's white, there's blue, there's red, there's purple, but I prefer black or white on my bed. Actually, and there's gold. Gold looks perfectly okay. Anyway, let's keep going. So another thing I forgot to mention, guys, you're supposed to apply glue on the wall. It's not mandatory, but it makes your work easier. And then the wallpaper will stick better. I'm not doing the down part because this bed is not going to move anytime soon. So for now, you just do half of it.
Okay, let me disappear. Wow. Nice. This is actually exciting.
What?
We are slowly seeing how it's going to turn out.
Oh, maybe I wanna be taller, maybe I wanna be richer, but I guess when all is said and done, I'm pretty happy with this picture, 'cause everything's unfolding as it should, and I would be more grateful if I could. Everything's unfolding as it should, and I would be more grateful if I could. If the world is an image in my mind, then I can't complain about what I find. Maybe I wanna be taller, maybe I wanna be richer, but I guess when all is said and done, I'm pretty happy with this picture, 'cause everything's unfolding as it should. And I would be more grateful if I could.
Finally, everything is done. From this side, this is what we were trying to make. So the house is fully organized, and this is how the wallpaper turned out. I feel like I should have put one on this other side. I will get one once I know whether I'm gonna stay a little longer here. But for now, that is it. That is what we have. That's how it turned out. So you can imagine if you have like dark beddings or just clear white. I'm still looking for white beddings. The house is fully cleaned. Hey, it was disorganized, guys. The problem with living alone is when you get back from wherever you're coming from, you find your house the way you left it. Just the way you left it. And by the way, again, guys, if you've not watched this video, it was a skip rope and then abs kind of video. We did it with a friend of mine, a cousin of mine called Miss Comfort. She has a YouTube channel. So check that out. It's one of the videos actually I use in the house when I just want to just skip and I don't have the energy, I don't have the motivation, because this has a lot of motivation in it. I can assure you by the time you're done with this, you'd have done at least 500 skips. So check that out. I'm going to leave it on the description box. Check that video out, and in case you just want to practice with it when you're doing your skips, and you don't have to have a rope, by the way. So check that video out. But anyway, this is the turnout. This is how beautiful my bed area looks like now, which I think is pretty awesome. You actually can't tell. You and Mekwa Pro. You can't tell that there was any parts of it that were joined. Am I making sense? Like they are just like 4 pieces of joined to form this, and that's why I said you have to make sure that the patterns align. So this looks exactly the same as this one, which is on my office, but this is white. So it's a 3D wallpaper, and I'm just going to be answering a few questions, guys. Just a few questions about this wallpaper that I get a lot from you people, and just people just want to inquire. So let me flip this, then this camera we can have a talk. But meanwhile, hey, welcome back to this other side of my house. Now I can comfortably film from this area. It was kind of creamish, it was really looking good filming from this side, but guess what, we have another background. Anyway, this is how pretty it looks like. So I'm here to answer a few questions that I've been getting from you guys concerning wallpaper, and you know, those who don't understand much about it, and I totally get it. So I'm here to answer just a few of those questions. So question number 1 that has been commonly asked, and people, I get a lot of this. Someone wants to purchase a wallpaper and they don't know how big of a roll they need. Like, how many rolls do I need? How big of a wallpaper do I need? So these are kind of calls I get, like, hi, I have a living room or have a bedroom. I want to put a wallpaper on one wall, or I just want to have 2 walls with wallpaper. So how big of a wallpaper do I need? And I'm like, I can't answer that. You have to take your measurements, because houses are different. You might have a wall that is 5 meters, another one that is 10 meters. It just depends on how big your house is, how big your room is. So what you do is you take your measurements, your length and your width of your wall, whatever, all the walls that you need installed, then you give me the measurement and I'll be able to calculate for you how many rolls you need. Second question again that follows that is, how big is a roll? Because we sell them in rolls. A roll is 5 square meters, so 5 by 5 if you put it in a square, you know, like this square. And if not in square, it's 10 meter by 0.5. So you just balance, you know, the roll. That's approximately how big of a space it can take. So 5 square meter. The other thing is, when I'm choosing, I have a living room, what color should I put in my living room? Now, we give you samples. The moment you reach to us, we give you samples. We send you samples on WhatsApp or email, wherever you want them sent. Then you have a look at them. Then you tell us what you like, and that is what we're going to give you. And we have pictures that show how it looks when it's installed, not necessarily how it looks as a roll. And that gives you a picture of exactly how it's going to look like. You know, we have a picture like this, whatever I have on my background. So that tells you that this is how it's going to look like. So we give you those photos or those images, then you look at it and you're like, I think I like this. And just in case you're confused, just in case you're confused and you're like, now I don't really know what will suit my living room, we come in and help you out for free. Like, we'll sit down and ask you how your house look like. You send us pictures, what you want to match the wallpaper with. Could be your carpet, it could be your seat, it could be your curtains, it could be, you know, so many things. Or you just want to have a plain wall, we'll be able to advise on that. The other question I get is, can I have like a brick wallpaper in another wallpaper, or can I have like a button like this one, a button wallpaper, and then another wallpaper in the same room? And the answer is yes. And that's where we come actually in really fully as designers. We look at that which you're putting. Like, you see, this is a button, we call it a button wallpaper, and if you have this, you can't have this in the whole house. It's gonna look so crowded unless it's a studio. But then if you have a studio, you need to look for me and let me give you this wallpaper. We have it in red, white, black, blue, so purple. Like, this really looks really good in a studio. Like, you can have the whole studio looking like this. But in a house, we advise that you have this and break it with something else that will blend perfectly. Like for my house, for those who know, who've watched my videos, know I have a white one on this other side, and then have blended it out with white wallpaper, plain white wallpaper. Now, if I was to blend this with another one, I would have probably on this side, you see this side right here, I would probably have like a plain white. This is cream, this is still a wall, it's not a wallpaper. I would have either plain white or plain black or plain gray. Gray again will match perfectly. So it's just how you make your choices and how you want it to blend, just to bring that look that you're really looking for. The other thing is, people ask a lot is, can I install in a rental house? This is a rental house, guys. This is a rental house that I'm installing a wallpaper into. And yes, you can. The good thing is, it doesn't destroy the wall. So in case your landlord is like, hey, uliharibu wall yangu, remove all those things, you just remove it and just throw them away because you cannot reuse it. Now, that's another thing. Can I install and then when I want to move, remove it and just go with it and install to my next house? No, you can't, because it doesn't destroy the wall, but the glue sticks to the wallpaper, so you can't reinstall it. It's not going to last. So you cannot reinstall, but you can always remove and leave the wall just as it is, or remove and install another wallpaper. Maybe you've changed the look of your house or the look of your room and you just want a different feel, then you can always do that. So basically, those are some of the common questions that I get, guys. In case you have any, kindly reach out to me. I'm gonna leave a number down in the description box, and then on your screen down here there's a number that is going around. Please call me and I'll be able to help you out, or the inquiries you have. Even if you don't have the money, you just want to know more about it, you want to know more about the 3Ds, you want to know more about wall murals, because this is a 3D wallpaper actually, it's not a wall mural. So if you want to know more about that, you want to know, you know, just anything to do with wallpaper and interior designing, I got you. So reach out to me, guys, and I'll be here to help. And thank you so much to everyone that has been reaching out from YouTube. I'm getting calls from you guys like, hey, I want a wallpaper, just to inquire. You know, tomorrow when you have the money, you can buy. We are here to stay. We're here to stay. So thank you so much. Kindly follow my Instagram page. It's Joy Mark Wallpapers. I'm going to leave a description in the description box, a link that will get you there. You'll be able to get all kind of updates on what are the new stock we are having, what are the 3Ds, and also do some question and answer every now and then that I get from you guys. So get to follow that page on Instagram and Facebook also, and Facebook. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and stay positive, stay focused, and always speak well of yourself. See you on my next video. Bye.
Oh, maybe I wanna be taller, maybe I wanna be richer, but I guess when all is said and done, I'm pretty happy with this picture, 'cause everything's unfolding as it should, and I would be more grateful if I could. Everything's unfolding as it should, and I would be more grateful if I could. If the world is an image in my mind.